Good Friday to all of our doctors around Illinois. This week, as you can well imagine, we received a ton of phone calls in regards to Blue Cross Blue Shield and their letter that went out to a number of providers regarding the 59 modifier. So we received a ton of calls on a number of different subjects surrounding that particular letter. So I'm just going to touch base on one of those questions that we received. It had to do with timed codes and how many minutes it really takes in order to be able to build those time codes and how all of that works. So very quickly, everything works on that 15-minute time frame. However, the way it works is you can't even tip into that 15 minutes until you've reached at least 8 minutes of time. That means if you're performing a service, a single service on a timed code for 7 minutes or less, that is not billable. And this is according to many standards. CMS sets that, as well as Optum, and most major carriers follow along with that, such as Blue Cross Blue Shield. So 7 minutes or less for a single service, and that is on a timed code, and that is not a billable service. That also means moving forward into some of those timed units, you have to actually break through that next threshold as well. So with that same 8-minute look. So at 15 minutes, of course, that's billable as a unit. At 22 minutes, that's still only billable as one unit. But at 23 minutes, 15 plus 8, that's billable as a second unit on timed codes. However, the one thing that gets missed quite a bit is when we begin to look at multiple timed codes. And the way that this works, and it's been laid out and clearly defined, and you'll be able to see this kind of as I'm talking to you as it comes up on the screen, the way that this works is that if you're performing two different services that are both timed codes, then you have to look at those time codes in combination. So for example, if you're billing out 97140 and you're performing that service for 8 minutes, and then you're chasing that with say 97112 and billing that for 8 minutes, those are not two separate units. You cannot bill it that way. You have to look at them in combination. Therefore, if you're billing 97140 for 8 minutes, and then you perform 97112 for 8 minutes, you can only bill one of those two codes. When the times are equivalent, you only bill one. You can choose either one. If you say you bill one for, or you perform one for 9 minutes and the other for 8 minutes, then you would bill whatever service you performed for the longer period of time. Now, this also comes into play when we're looking and expanding even beyond just two services. Let's say that you actually performed 3 different timed services for 7 minutes each. So 97140, 97112, 97110, all for 7 minutes. It's only 21 minutes. And if you remember when we talked a few minutes ago, you're not breaking through that 23-minute threshold. So it's still only billable as one unit. At that stage, then, you just choose whichever one works, whichever one you want to bill. Unless you happen to do one for 8 minutes and the other two for 7 each, still wouldn't break through that 23-minute time threshold, then you would bill the 8-minute service, whichever one you performed for the longest. But that's really abundantly clear in the Medicare documentation and the guidelines, as well as with most major carriers and the way that they handle their processing of timed codes. So we want to make sure everyone was aware of this as they begin to scrutinize and look through their time therapy codes, especially when they're done in conjunction with CMTs. But that is your quick news for Friday. Thank you very much.